Hi, Omanim and Omanut, that's you, the artists, and I am your Omanut art teacher, Ava. Welcome, so happy to be here with you. It is one of my favorite holidays coming up, Sukkot. It's a harvest holiday, and one of my favorite things about Sukkot is that we get to build a sukkah and decorate it. A sukkah is a temporary structure that we dwell in for 7 days each year at the harvest festival, Sukkot. Being in a sukkah reminds us that we are always connected to the stars and the earth. Building a sukkah is a mitzvah that connects us to our history as a wandering people, as tribal people, as agricultural people. A sukkah reminds us of those used by Israelites after they left Egypt and wandered the desert. I don't have a sukkah at home, but I am still making decorations because when we can't build a sukkah, we're gonna just, pretend like this room is a sukkah. That's what I did today, and you can do the same thing. Not only is it a mitzvah to build a sukkah, but decorating your sukkah enhances your mitzvah. We continue this tradition by welcoming friends, family, and ushpizin spirit guests into our sukkah. This year's a little bit different, as you know. We are not necessarily coming together physically in a sukkah together, but I think because of that, it might be even more important for us to celebrate this tradition by just connecting with the idea of being with others and what it means to be in community, because we at Temple Emanu-El are a community, and we are coming into a sukkah, whether it's in our dreams or in our imaginations or in song when we go on Zoom together, and when we do this art project. I think when we're all sort of doing something towards the same goal, it can really do a lot in the world, a lot of good. And that's what we're all about here. We also, on Sukkot, make a lulav out of 4 different plant species. So the 4 species of Sukkot, our palm or lulav looks like a spine, so it represents standing strong. The etrog, or the citrus, it's the shape of a heart, so it represents feeling for others. The myrtle plant, or hadassah, the leaves look like little eyes, so it represents seeing others. And the willow, or ahava, has leaves shaped like lips, so they represent speaking out. Well, I actually thought I would try to go find the 4 species out in the world near my house. So I went out and found an etrog tree, a very small tree, and it didn't have any etrogim on it at the time, but I just clipped a leaf just so we could see what it looks like in real life. And I also found a willow branch. This took place at Merit College by my house in Oakland on Chichenyo Ohlone land. So it helps if you can get the actual plant or the actual subject of what you're going to be making art from to really study what it really looks like. We can also look at the resource sheet that I provided. You can also do a Google search of these plants. We're going to be using these images of these plants to inspire our sukkah decorations. Let's get started. Are you ready? So I wanted to show you my sukkah decorations, and I made a few different types of decorations, and you can choose to do all of them or just one kind or do whatever combination of activities you would like to make your own decorations. And as you can see, I hung it in the doorway so that when you come in, it's like you're being welcomed into the sukkah. For option 1, 4 species paper cutouts, fold a piece of paper in half. Look at images of the 4 species. What shapes do you see? From the centerfold, draw 1/2 of the leaf or branch, then cut it out. When you unfold it, you should end up with a full branch or leaf that is symmetrical, meaning it's the same from either side. Hole punch them. For option 2, 4 species illustration, look at images of the 4 species. What shapes do you see? Draw or paint each of the 4 species, looking back and forth between the picture and your paper. You can write the Hebrew and English names of the species and even what they represent. You can also draw or paint a sukkah, a lulav, or ushpizin. Who are you inviting into your sukkah? For option 3, 4 species monoprints, roll your brayer, your paint roller, in paint or ink until it has an even layer on it. And then roll your brayer or paint roller onto your printing surface. Make sure you roll on a thin, even layer and you get all of the corners and sides until the whole thing is covered. Look at an image of the first of the 4 species. What shapes do you see? With a Q-tip, draw it on the printing surface, making sure to use the entire printing surface. Drawing with the Q-tip will wipe away the paint in the shape of your picture. This is called a negative image. Note that anything you draw will be reversed, so don't write unless you can do it backwards. Now place your paper face down on the printing surface, making sure it covers your whole drawing. Rub the paper on the surface with the palm of your hand until all the parts of the paper have touched the paint. Carefully peel the paper off the printing surface and let it dry. Repeat with all 4 species. Don't forget to re-ink your printing surface. Once they're dry, cut the prints out, leaving space between the edge of the paper and your print, and hole punch them. So ushpizin technically means our spirit guests. So traditionally, every night of Sukkot, we invite 1 or 2 of our ancestors, our patriarchs and matriarchs. Do you know who those are? I put Abraham and Sarah. So Abraham and Sarah, they would just sort of sit outside their tent and wait for desert wanderers to come by, and they would welcome them in and feed them and give them water. Who are you inviting into your sukkah? Jewish ancestors, your family's ancestors or family members, role models, artists, leaders, thinkers, writers, teachers, activists, friends, more than human beings, special plants, animals, or places, someone in need without a place to sleep. Now gather all of your garland items, your decorations that you made, and you can also gather leaves or any other natural materials that you want to, and you're going to string them onto a piece of string and tape them up. Thanks everyone for watching, and I can't wait to see what decorations you make for your sukkah or your sukkah. And please upload your photos of what you make to our shared photo album in Google Photos. I really want to see what you make. It really takes some time to make it beautiful and inviting, especially since a sukkah is really a place for coming to reflect and look at the stars and invite others and make others feel welcome. We can also take this time to send some prayers to the healing of the earth, especially after all these fires. So sending you my best. Take care.